Welcome Rangers fans to our midweek coaches show where we recap the previous week in Ranger athletics and of course later on in the show we'll look ahead what's upcoming and we'll start with football. I'm joined by our offensive coordinator Coach Glenn Hill who took last week off, so we've got him back from his sabbatical, and then Coach Craig Worst for our defensive coordinator joins us again, and we'll start by recapping last Friday night's big win against MacArthur. We traveled up to Hero Stadium in San Antonio and came out with a 63-3 win, a rather convincing, surprising margin, but a convincing victory over MacArthur that puts us 4-0 in district. So that's obviously what we went up there to do. And I don't think any of us anticipated that kind of win, but got off to kind of a weird start. MacArthur was kicking off to start the game. They line drive kicked. It went right off one of our players and ricocheted one of our front line players off of him, and they recovered and kept the ball a little while. And then, but then we were able to kind of smooth the waters and go score on, I guess, 9 straight possessions. And let's start with that. Coach Hill offensively found a nice flow early on, and that, as I said, scored 9 touchdowns.
It really did. Established the running game early, which is always good. Our sweep games, with Braden Bafidis, Kyler Clark, the young freshman Quentin Sampson came in. They all had explosive touchdown plays on sweep type of actions. And then special teams and defense helped us out a lot. We had short fields the whole night, whether it was off of interceptions our defense got or short fields because of a long punt, and then a stop by our defense. But it's really nice to benefit from those short fields and kind of got it going in the running game. Hit TJ again on some deep ones like we've done.
Yeah.
He kind of shows up time to time again on those, so we got a couple more of those as well.
Yeah, and of course got contributions from a lot of players. You mentioned 2 or 3 guys running our sweeps, and then our tailbacks had good games. Doug Lance and Brad Sowersby early, and then we brought in Isaiah Vivians, one of our other running backs, and he goes for 149.
Yeah, he came in the last series of the first half, and then the entire second half, him and Kurt Hammock played. But our boy Viv ran 2 touchdowns, 145, 150 yards.
Yeah.
He had it going on. That whole second offensive line played great as well.
Yeah, it was good. Just spreading the ball around, moving it in the air, on the ground. A lot of different guys touching the football, and you mentioned benefiting from short for 63 points. I think we had 430, 40 yards.
Right.
You would think 63 points, man, you might even have more than that. But so often our drives were 40 yards, 35 yards, 20 yards due to punt returns or interceptions or turnovers. And Coach Westford, defense created most of those short fields. How did our defense play the other night? Obviously, we gave up 3 points.
Yeah, we gave up 3 points, which we always like to give up none if we can. But
yeah.
Explosive plays got us a little bit there. We gave up more explosives than we'd like to.
Right, 5 I think on the night.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
5 on the night, and they got a big one on the field goal drive. But I was proud of our kids that Weston Ross, great effort to tackle the guy, keep him out of the end zone, chasing him down, give our defense a chance, and our defense rose to the occasion and at least held them to a field goal attempt.
Right.
Been easy for not to give the effort, but that's not what our players do. Our players, we know what we're going to get out of that. But that was a great example there of Weston Ross doing that. Overall, I thought we played pretty good. We got 4 takeaways, I believe.
Yes.
Which is always a big goal, and we'd like to be +3 there, and actually ended up being better than that. So,
yep.
That's huge. That helps get to our offense short fields, and that's always our goal, to get the ball back as fast as we can.
Well, you mentioned the turnovers. We had 4 takeaways, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery, and then our kicking game steps up and contributes a turnover as well. We get a go down there on a kickoff and knock a ball loose and recover, and then of course kicking game got us on the board as well. Braden Bafidis, as he's done so many times through the years, took a punt to the end zone, and on punt return we got 7 points there as well. So just a good all-around game. And as we say each week, in a district as highly competitive as ours is, you just want to try to win your game. Just win your game. The team, if you're able to do that, you picked up a game on that team that you just beat. And then obviously there's 3 other games going on, and there's going to be 3 losers in that game that you're going to pull away from by 1 game as well. So, it's a little early to be scoreboard watching, but you just take care of your own game. And I thought we did a nice job of that last Friday night. 63-3 moves us to 4-0 in district, And now with 3 games to go, you know, it is kind of time where, well, we win and so else wins, or, you know, you begin to maybe put yourself in a position to get in the playoffs with 1 more win, and perhaps win a district championships with either winning all 3 of them, or there's some scenarios maybe 2 out of 3 would do that, depending on what else happens. We'll continue the strategy, though, of just trying to take care of our game. Our next game is at home game against Bernie Champion. It's this Friday night at Ranger Stadium. We'll talk about that when we come back, but first we're going to hand it over to our assistant athletic coordinator, Melissa Miller, who's going to take us through the previous week in Ranger athletics and the other sports. And we want to give a shout out to Coach Miller. She also, of course, is our volleyball coach. Got a big win against Canyon last night on the road that pulled them even with Canyon for first place in the district. That was a big win, and did it on Coach Miller's birthday. Her 28th birthday was yesterday. And, you know, for her to win on her 28th, a win like that. So we're proud of her, proud of her girls, and let's throw it to Coach Miller and take us through the week.
Thanks, Coach. I definitely wish I was turning 28, but I appreciate it. Congrats to you guys on a huge win over MacArthur. Speaking of wins, we've had a lot of success the past week to talk about. Our cross-country team last Thursday participated in the district cross-country meet. Both teams have qualified for regionals, which is a huge feat in this new 5A district, some really competitive state-ranked teams. Our boys team brought home 3rd place overall, and our girls team brought home 2nd. They were behind the 1st place team by only 2 points. So they're right there. Mia Perez won overall, brought home a gold medal. Sister Sophia finished in the top 5. All of our boys and girls teams will move on to the regional race. So the regional race will be next Tuesday, October 25th in Corpus Christi. So if you have a chance to go down there or just send them some love, find them on social media, give them a shout out. Those kids are training really hard. Coach Hall and Coach Nunley are doing a great job with them, finishing the top 2 and 3 in district, moving on to regionals. We're just really proud of our entire cross-country program. Speaking of being proud of a program, tennis. Tennis wrapped up their season. As we talked about last week, they were successful in the 1st round of playoffs. However, they had a loss in the 2nd round to Alamo Heights. Coach Lalonde and Coach Albright are really proud of the way the kids played. Alamo Heights is a great program. The kids played 5 super tiebreakers, which means they're really close matches that have to go into the tiebreaker. They're really proud of the way the kids fought hard. Good thing about tennis is they've got another season in the spring. So they're looking forward to fixing some things, working on it, and getting into their spring season. So congrats to all of our tennis coaches and players on a fantastic fall season. Speaking of fall seasons, volleyball's wrapping up. This past week, we had a program sweep on Friday against Kerrville-Tivy. All our teams headed out there. Freshmen, JV, varsity, all brought home sweeps. So we're really proud of all 3 teams. And then last night we headed out to Canyon, and that was a big one for us. Freshmen brought home another win. Both A and B teams were successful. Our JV lost another tight 3-set match with Canyon. Canyon's JV is undefeated, and our JV has taken them to 3 both times. So we're really proud of the way our JV team fights. And then varsity. So going into it, we were 2nd in district. Canyon was 1st in district. And our varsity kids really played well last night. We won the 1st and 2nd set, dropped a very close 3rd set, and then our kids showed a lot of resiliency and discipline coming back and winning the 4th set. So that ties us up with Canyon for the district race. Both of us have 2 games left. So if you have a chance to come out and catch us, our last home game is this Friday here at Smithson Valley. We play Bernie Champion. Our freshmen and JV will play at 5:15. Right after our JV match, we're going to have our senior night. So a great opportunity to celebrate our 9 seniors, 8 athletes, 1 manager, give them the love and attention that they deserve. And then we'll continue with the varsity match at 6:30. So get out a little bit early for football, come out, watch us at 6:30, honor our seniors, watch us continue to chase that district championship, and then we can all head down to football as they take on the Chargers. So we hope to see you out at volleyball and football Friday night. Good luck to you guys. Back to you, Coach Hill.
Thanks, Coach Miller, and congrats again. And to their listening audience, we might have misrepresented Coach Miller's age just a bit. But I'll let her come clean on what the count really is. But it might be a little north of 28. But back to football this week, as we mentioned earlier, we're playing Bernie Champion, playing them here at home in the 8th ball game of the year, the 5th district game. a win would put us in the playoffs. We haven't clinched yet. There's some things that could happen to get us in, whether we win or not, but we certainly want to take care of business ourselves. And should be a great night for football out here at Ranger Stadium. And unfortunately, though, we got to play champion. And let's start with our defensive side, defending champion. Coach Westerfer, tell the fans what they're going to see from Champion's offense.
I got a really dynamic quarterback.
No, don't you hate that?
I really do.
Why do teams do this?
I wish they'd put like slow guys back there.
Like
Just,
the old days when
yeah.
you and I played quarterback.
That's right, yeah.
You put one of your non-athletic guys there and you know right where he is and you can go after him.
Yeah.
And no one does that anymore, including Champion.
Right. No, he's really athletic, really fast, throws the ball really well, spreads the ball around quite a bit. Favorite receiver's probably number 5. But they throw it around to a bunch of different guys. And then he really does a great job of extending plays with his legs. And he takes very, very few sacks. He scrambles around and then he tries to find somebody open downfield. He does a good job of keeping his eyes up, and they get some explosive plays off of him running around and either scrambling and running with the ball, or throwing it down the field to somebody that's gotten open because he's held the ball for 5-6 seconds. So we'll have to do a great job up front with our D-line. Another big challenge for those guys.
Of
we
course,
faced
the
a couple
secondary's
other
got
times.
to potentially
Yeah.
hold coverage for a long time if we let him extend the play.
Yeah,
So.
they got to keep in coverage, so it'll be a big challenge all the way around. But kids have had a good week of work to this point, and
Right.
I anticipate that they'll play well.
Well, we'll have to for sure. And then Coach Hill, obviously Champion's got some good-looking kids on defense as well. Tell our fans what they can expect from Bernie's defense.
Yeah, they do have some good kids. Linebackers, safeties, kind of the Iowa State stacked safety look. We're going to have to definitely account for those guys in the run game. There's times to where they're nestled up in there right behind the linebackers, almost at linebacker depth. Number 15, number 7, they're both their safeties. Really good players, good run fitters. I'd say that's probably the strength of their defense. Then some physical linebackers that really plug quickly, and they're downhill and aggressive, and if they get a hold of you, they'll hit you pretty good. So I'll have to come out sharp and just play our game. I don't think we have to do anything out of the ordinary. Just be efficient and do what we do best and take what they give us. They're going to take some gifts and things like that away. We'll just move on to the next and take what they give us.
I think we'll have to be balanced, not just run and pass, but, we'll have to be able to drive the ball and get some big chunk plays. And I think on the flip side of that, we've got to limit their big chunk plays because you're right. That's how they have scored on a number of occasions. So 7 o'clock at Ranger Stadium here, Smithson Valley taking on Bernie Champion. We hope you'll come out and join us. Weather's turning cool, perfect night for football. If you can't join us in person, we hope you'll watch on the Rangers Network. There's directions on the screen on how to become a subscriber, a free subscriber, if you're not already. So one way or the other, we hope you'll come out and watch the Rangers and support us, and we'll see you next time.